What do Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush and actor Russell Crowe have in common? They all played rugby. The sport looks a lot like the American versions of football and soccer combined. Players pass, kick, or carry the ball to the end zone to score points, with a lot of tackling along the way, and no pads. Given the full contact physical demands of the game, it's traditionally been a male-dominated sport, but a group of students at John Marshall are changing that. Learn more about the new Mighty Lady Lawyers rugby team and why they're not letting anyone stand in their way.
Oh, there you go, Stephanie!
Stephanie Martinez wanted to join the football team at John Marshall, and she wasn't afraid of being the only girl on the field.
I was going to be a kicker, and everyone was underestimating me.
So she turned to a different sport, one that's never been played at her school or maybe anywhere in the district and isn't even recognized by the Ohio High School Athletic Association: rugby.
I asked if I was allowed, and they said if we got a coach and girls that we were able to do it.
That's exactly what she did, created and organized the first ever girls rugby club in CMSD.
I feel like we're representing girls' power, that we rule.
First, they had to learn the rules of rugby. None of the scholars she recruited had ever played before, and many of them had never even heard of the sport. But these student athletes were ready for the challenge.
I used to play soccer, and I knew that rugby was like a similar sport to soccer and football. And so in soccer, you can't really tackle the person, but like when I used to play soccer, I used to always be so aggressive, and like coach always yelled at me for that. But this time, I can be aggressive.
That was a good tackle.
I grew up playing football with my cousins, my older boy cousins. And at first I was skeptical because I'm like, what's rugby? Like, I didn't even know what rugby is. So she's like, oh, look it up. So I looked it up and stuff, and I'm like, actually rugby sounds really good, you know? So you know, I attended a couple of the practices, and I really like it.
She doesn't just like it, she loves it. She became co-captain and earned a new nickname pretty quickly.
First we did like conditioning and drills, and we learned plays and stuff, and I was like so excited. I was telling my mom and like all my family, like, come see me at my games, you know? And I really liked it. And then that's when we got to like the physical tackling part, and then that's when I was like named like the tackle machine of the group. So I was just like, okay, I'll roll with it.
Roll over like this.
Teaching them how to roll with it on the field are the coaches, Colonel Don Milliken, head coach, and the junior ROTC instructor at John Marshall, who referees rugby on the side, along with assistant coach Ilona Jurevich, an engineering teacher at the school who played rugby in college.
Boys are usually the ones that get to do physical, tough things. But you know what? They're showing girls can be physical and tough too. And they are. I mean, these girls, they're making tackles, they're taking tackles, and they're learning how to roll with a tackle. You know, a lot of boys start in third grade playing football, so they know how to get tackled, they know how to roll, they know how to get that. These girls are learning it quickly, they're catching up. And you know what? In a year or two, if any boys want to play rugby, these girls probably give them all they want. Go into the tackle, tackle, tackle.
After our first practice, I called my mom and I told her all about the practice and how excited it was to see these girls getting excited. The strides that they have made from day one to when they didn't even know what a rugby ball looked like, they never touched it, to now they look like a rugby team, they talk like a rugby team, and they have the confidence of rugby players, which is so cool. You know, any aggressive sport is kind of seen as more of a male sport. Our girls are so proud of themselves when they get out on the field, and they're so proud of themselves when they walk through the hallways. And these are, a lot of them are females that might not have really known each other at school before this, and it's created this sort of community and family that we didn't have before. It's just been a great experience and a great ride watching these girls learn and grow in the sport.
And have some growing pains. With no helmets, no pads, and plenty of physical contact, the girls know a new level of sore, and they're wearing those bruises like badges of honor.
I like bragging about it so much. It's so much adrenaline, and it's like, I'm like, you know, I'm tackling, I'm getting up, I'm tackling, I'm getting up, and then it's like afterwards is when you really feel all the pain and the scratches and the bruises, but when I'm on the field, it's really fun.
When I was tackling one of the girls, I had lifted her and her like leg went up and she like completely cleated my whole foot down. It was like burning my leg, and so I'm like, but that was so cool that I just got her from tackling someone. Like, I want to do this all the time.
We got hit in the eye, under wrist. It's getting me stronger because I want to go into the military, so conditioning.
That conditioning is 3 practices a week, plus some scrimmages against other Northeast Ohio clubs. The Mighty Lady Lawyers are proud to be living up to their name on the field and in their school.
Don't underestimate us because we could go far in life.
The boys want to form a rugby team now too. The girls hope to get 18 to 20 students on the team in the fall. Cleveland's women's rugby team, the Iron Maidens, are donating some equipment, and Rugby Ohio, the state's governing body for high school rugby leagues, is excited about the team too. For more stories like this, you can visit the CMSD News Bureau website at clevelandmetroschools.org/news. Reporting from the CMSD TV studio, I'm Shannon Kantner.